Hello, Jesse Good here. Today we're taking a look at the LEGO Overwatch D.Va and Reinhardt with 455 pieces. It retails for $40 in the United States, has 2 minifigures, and this was provided to me by Ash and Flash, so go check them out. I'll take a look at those minifigures. Our first minifigure is D.Va, and my gosh, this minifigure is so extravagantly detailed. I love that facial expression where she's blowing bubblegum. That is adorable. And then the alternate face, which is covered by her hair right now, and love that hair headphone accessory, which if you see up there has so much cool shapes and colors to it, even with the pink at the side. Once you look at her alternate face, she's giving you a little wink, which is such a diva thing to do. That is so cute. Also, she has this gun as an accessory, which is in pink, and that's the only time you get that gun in pink from my understanding. Next is Reinhardt, and the design of this has two faces. You have a front where he looks all scarred. You have this white version of the Dastan hair from 2010. And if you rotate the hair around, you can see he has this alternate face, which is actually aided by this new helmet piece, which that new helmet piece is awesome. I love the shaping of it, just like a lot of these new LEGO Overwatch helmets and hairs. It doesn't look too good, though, if you put it around on the opposite side of the face. They also have a smaller version of the rocket hammer, which you could build from the pieces of the bigger rocket hammer held by the big suit of armor. And he has a 1x1 printed Overwatch medallion accessory. Alright, so here's our set all built up. First we gotta take a look at the D.Va mech. And the design for this one is so unique. It's smaller than I imagined for the build of the set. When I first saw the boxes, I thought it would be a little bit bigger. The same goes with Reinhardt's mech. But that's okay because it's just the perfect size to illustrate a whole bunch of details. If you want to see how tall it is, just compare it to the size of Reinhardt. And you can see it's about, I don't know, 3 times his size. The cockpit build is really unconventional, but I really like how it's made because it looks like the mech in the game. They use this canopy piece at the top in a translucent dark green, and then a 1x2 brick and one of these bracket pieces, which means you could open them both up individually. And D.Va herself is put in there pretty loosely, but once you put her in between those two gun pieces and you put the canopy down, she actually doesn't move too much, so she's in there pretty secured, which is really all that matters. The cockpit itself actually opens from the back, which I already had it open, and you could just lift it up and put her through there. That's actually the easiest way to put her into the mech, sliding her through the back. But there are some stickers on the cockpit in the back with another sponsor, and we have this sticker part right here. And this whole mech is filled with sponsors. I like how there's a specific cut for the stickers, which gives it a little bit more of a loose design to put around. You can see that the specific cut for the Blizzard one, for example, it's not like a rectangle. There's also another sponsor sticker right there. One at the back, one on the side, another one, and even one at the bottom. And of course, the design up here is a sticker. At the top, we have the ears of the mech, as I call them, which you could adjust and move around if you'd like. And I love the amount of pink pieces used in this set because that's a lot of new pieces in pink, especially these up top and with the build at the top of the set with all the sloped pieces. Her 2 fusion cannons at the front are on miniature ball joints. There's actually 2 joints of rotation, one at the shoulder and one where the, I guess, cannon starts to form. We have a sticker on both sides, and those use miniature stud shooters, which just shoot out like that. And both builds are identical for the fusion cannon. Still very sleek. And at the back, even these little jetpack rockets have little miniature ball joints, so you could adjust those as well. And it's a nice use of the BB9 piece in a light gray, which is a new color for that piece. And I like how they're just using that piece in unprinted variants now because it is a useful piece in general. Moving on to legs, there's a sticker right here, and each of the legs are on socket joints, so you can move them around and position them as you want. There's also another joint at the bottom of their legs, which could give for even more movement. That's appreciated. And you could adjust all the way to her feet with these parts that rotate because they're on a Technic pin, and the back, which rotates because it's on a Technic pin. And one thing I like to mention is that the back of this looks just as great as the front of it looks. And that is something to be applauded because with a lot of mechs, it seems like LEGO doesn't like putting too much detail into the back side because that's where kids are going to play with it. But no, it's as beautiful display from the back as it is with the front. And let's get some poses out of this guy. So maybe we'll put the legs a little bit moved like that and put those fusion cannons around right here. And this is our first pose. Our second pose, which, wow, what a dynamic pose. And our third pose, which this whole time I've been posing, D.Va has not slipped out whatsoever. And I like that. Because I was afraid that because she's not like secured to any stud, she would be falling out. But no, she's in there pretty darn well. So that's it for the D.Va mech. Now let's take a look at Reinhardt's. And Reinhardt's armor is more like a CCBS build than D.Va's, but it still is very unconventional, and I like that. The design of this has some new pieces as well to kind of aid in the look for this. We'll start where the mech actually begins with the Reinhardt minifigure, and basically he's in there with this hinged part securing him. There's no studs to keep him in place, so you just kind of slide him inside there, and this part pushes it in, but it does look like this is an extension of his body, and since this is a suit of armor, that makes complete sense, and the actual minifigure arms or anything don't get shown, which is how it really should be. Moving on from there, there's stickers on both sides, and you can see the other one on the opposite side, which both of those are different. There's shoulder pads, which are a completely new piece and specific to this one set. And those have stickers topping them off as well. And those are part of the arms, which each of the arms move individually on their own ball joint. And then there's a hinged part in the middle so that you can move the hands themselves up and down. Also, each finger can be moved up and down. Now the one on the right isn't holding his armor, or sorry, his hammer, but the one on the left holds his hammer, but you can make either one hold his hammer if you'd like, so that's neat. And this hammer design is really interesting. And this is a bigger version of the rocket hammer. You actually use the pieces from here to build the smaller one we showed. And the design of this uses a nice wheel at the top as the head of the hammer, and that works perfectly. And yeah, not too much else going on here. You can see the rocket parts as if they're thrusters at the end to really give a little bit of an extra smash. And you could use those hinged parts to make him move the hammer up and down, which is nice to play around with, and you can reposition it as you'd like. And finally, there's the legs of the armor, which the design of this has detailing all around, which is much appreciated. There's stickers right at the bottom, and I like how they did the pointy shoe-esque designs. And yeah, they rotate at the top, where they have socket joints, just like D.Va's. And then they have ball joints, regular ball joints at the bottom, so you can move the feet as well. There's so much going on with this mech. Here's some things I forgot to mention. This bottom part is clipped, so you can move it up and down. On the right arm, there's some nice detailing with these stickers, which look super detailed. And the hammer can be rotated 360 degrees because it is clipped on where the hand is. And again, you could do that on both sides, so you don't necessarily have to have the fingers closed for you to hold the hammer. And now it's time to do some different fun poses with the Reinhardt suit of armor. This looks like he's just about to swing his hammer in a really powerful way. Honestly, this one looks a little bit like he's dancing. And here's another attack position, but that's it for the build. Let's take a look at the packaging and then the final verdict. The box for this is a $40 box size, and at the back, there's just another view of it, which has that CGI-ish render as if it's from the game. And while there's 2 instructions, neither of them have any interesting ads, unfortunately. So overall, yeah, this set lives up to the hype because there's nothing wrong with it in my opinion. Both builds go above and beyond in their accuracy and how they translate them into LEGO form. And even more impressively, this set is only $40, which there's so many pieces in here for a $40 set. The design of these are so detailed and posable for a $40 set. Usually I complain that there's not enough minifigures because there's only 2 in here for the price. But I think this is the perfect amount of minifigures for a set like this because there's no place for other minifigures. You have D.Va's mech and Reinhardt's armor. They can't slip in another minifigure for no reason. This is a D.Va and Reinhardt set, so I'm perfectly content with that. I have no complaints, like I said. Love how they went above and beyond with these. Love the piece choices, which you get a lot of new pieces, a lot of new colors for pieces. Love the minifigures. I'm gonna rate this one an A+. I recommend it for any LEGO fan. Just go try it out, even if you're sick of mechs like I am, because these are awesome, even though I guess Reinhardt's is a suit of armor. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my other Overwatch reviews, and we'll have more coming this way. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.